Greenville, South Carolina, making his 5th career TV appearance. Looking for his first ever title, Chris Hayden. Ranked 20th in the PBA World Ranking. He finished 3rd last week in Dallas. Today, looking for his first ever win from Bedford, Texas, Paul Fleming. From Flushing, Queens in New York City, ranked 4th in the PBA points list. 2 career wins to his credit, Tom DeLutz Jr. Those are the 5 finalists here in Orlando this afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, our entire ESPN PBA crew. Randy, let's look at the bracket, starting with a matchup of big names in the wild card.
Thanks, Dave. The wild card match features Bob Learn Jr., who had the highest average of all the competitors this week. He takes on local favorite Jason Couch. Semifinal number 1 pits 2 bowlers looking for their first title. Chris Hayden takes on Paul Fleming. And Tommy DeLutz Jr. gets to wait on the practice lanes for the winner of the wild card match.
Bob Learn Jr. and Jason Couch. And we will immediately, Randy, feel the electricity of the hometown crowd rooting on Jason Couch. It was not easy to get all the tickets his family and friends wanted. Try to jam them in here in Orlando.
Oversold venue here.
Well, that's a great sign for the tour. Not so great for Jason trying to get the tickets for everyone who's been hitting him up for a seat. He'll start our day. In the pocket.
I've experienced something like what Bob Learn is going through right now. I bowled Bob Learn Jr. for the title in Erie, Pennsylvania in 1996. Felt like I got thrown in the lion's cage.
Yeah, baby. He's got a good ball to start off as well. Bob, his 3rd TV show of this second half of the year where he's been red hot. By the numbers, Randy. The game's bowled all the way through the round of 8 here last night, which was a pretty exciting finish for Learn trying to get in as the wild card.
Yeah, and you see Bob Learn's average this week. Talked about it earlier, the 256 average of first 9 games. And you see the real high percentage, or the spare percentage. The guys didn't shoot at a lot of spares.
On the left of our TV pair, he is flush in the pocket. 10 in the pit for Bob Learn Jr., trying to become the 5th wild card to win a PBA title since the new format was implemented in September of '01.
Bob Learn, very versatile player. He told me he loves the play, the angle he's playing right now. The hooking outside part of the lane, he can take his hand out of it and let the lane make the ball hook.
2 lefties on our show today. Hayden and Couch, who obviously is on his game. And the game scores have been really high this week, Randy, on pattern E.
Look at the height of this backswing.
Wow.
And watch what this 15-pound bowling ball does to that 3-pound, 6-ounce wood.
Destruction. Shredding the rack. Each have been on the mark to begin play. There's a lot of pressure on each of the wild card participants today. Jason Couch is pumped. 3rd straight strike, 5th in a row to begin play. The pressure we talked about, each must win to stay alive for a top 8 seed of the season-ending World Championship. The top 8 make the round of 16, the Super 16. And a good look at the unorthodox set that Bob Learn Jr. has before the approach. That one comes in high.
Help a little bit more. Nice.
First challenge of the day.
Well, he helped it, and he grabbed a little bit at the bottom and got it left off his hand with a little bit of extra hand in it, and that made the ball go right through the nose. Creek Church.
Trying to spray them across the deck to get the 4-7, but has an open frame after the very effective start for Learn Jr.
Boy, and the way the scores were this week, once you did that, you almost felt like you were completely out of the game or the match, even though it's only the 3rd frame.
From Erie, Pennsylvania. Regains the touch in the pocket after the open frame. Bob Learn Jr. has been red hot since the TOC, won by this man, Jason Couch. to get here. Had to go the distance 3 times, including against Haran in the round of 8.
Max number of games for Jason Couch. Jason told me the key, or the keys for him this week, was to keep his hand underneath the ball at release. And what he's done is he's extending his push away to keep his swing from getting too steep. Worked with his coach on Tuesday for 4 hours with video and computer analysis, Dave, to try to make that swing a little flatter.
See that incredible swing. ESPN in sync. A great view on how hot Jason Couch is to begin this match. 4-bagger and a 39-pin lead.
Watch how this ball gets underneath that shoulder. Big time tuck with the arm swing. 4-pin going to the wall, just sawing the 7 with these via pins. Great pin action with via pins.
Head-to-head with Bob Learn Jr. A 500 mark so far. Bob Learn won a title match head-to-head with Couch on TV. What a start for Couch. 5-bagger, 49-pin lead. He bolts out to the big advantage. Matches this week for Learn Jr. The loss to Paul Fleming in the round of 8. But still able to get here with a match play record of 9-6, barely eking out Dennis Haran.
Peter Hernandez lives in my area down south. Rookie this year, had a great week. Two out of the last 3 weeks, making it to the round of 8.
Increases his stat, does Bob Learn Jr. on single pin conversion rates on his spare. So bounces back after the open of the 3rd, struck in the 4th, now 9 spare in the 5th. Perfect ball. Bob Learn Jr. has nenever faced the other 3 competitors on TV, but he has gone head-to-head with Couch before when he's 1-1. He'd like to increase that record to 2-1 and advance on to the semifinals. For the hometown favorite, Jason Couch has other ideas. That's a look at Lake Eola near downtown Orlando, and a look inside Boardwalk Bowl. The first time the PBA Tour has ever come to Orlando, Florida. It is jam-packed today. Welcome back, Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, our entire ESPN PBA crew. Big numbers this week, Randy, after struggles last week in Dallas. We had 9 300 games, and Jason Couch, a great start here today.
5 in a row to start the match for Jason Couch. And let me show you why the scores are so high this week. Pattern E has always lent itself to high scores, and the reason why is simple. Friction on the outside part of the lane. Remember, it's our shortest pattern we use all year. All you got to do is get the ball to the spot, whether it's hooking it or throwing it straight. Get the ball to the spot for the maximum entry angle and good carry.
Randy, PBA.com, your source for all the latest information on the PBA Tour, including tickets to the Tour's season-ending event, the PBA World Championship. Simply click on the Arena Tickets link on the Tour's homepage to find out where to purchase tickets for the Tour's richest event, Taylor Sportsplex outside Detroit in March. Here, Jason Couch trying to stay red hot.
And same pattern that I went on in Philly, only this week I only averaged 207.
Couch continues a much better week. He has been fantastic all week long in Florida and continues hot play.
Take a look at the swing height of Bob Learn Jr. Pretty much parallel to the foul line. Now watch this. Freeze it right there, David. Big high backswing. Gets real steep for Jason Couch. Bob Learn, more compact swing, flatter swing plane.
For a 69-pin lead. 6-pin. Great run, though. A 6-bagger to start. for Jason Couch.
And Jason Couch's tendency when he gets fired up is to get real aggressive, and when he gets aggressive because of his high rev rate, he tends to overhit. This ball overhooks just a little bit, comes in a pinch high, leaving the 6-pin.
10-7 match play record, Randy. 235 average, so he's just been consistent all week. And he's got his mark.
And looks about as relaxed as I've ever seen him.
Interesting, because last night he was talking about how difficult the pressure has been for him with so many family and friends. Sometimes during qualifying, hey, tapping on the shoulder. What does this mean? How many pins do you need here? I'm in the middle of competition.
Excuse me, I'm working right now.
Exactly. Maybe some of his friends who don't understand the game quite as well. Bob Learn understands it very well, thank you. He is in the pocket in his 7th frame. Double, and he's down 48 pins.
I think, real quick to note, what Bob Learn has done in the last 7 events. Prior to this, last season and this season, in 41 events, Bob Learn Jr. only made 2 shows. Since he's changed companies and went to a new staff, 7 events, he's made 3 telecasts.
Big adjustment and big improvement. That one looked like it came a bit high. Trips a 4-pin. He'll take it gladly.
Nice reaction, Bob. Comes in a little bit high, trips the 4. Nice break. Best Bob Learn can do is 241. Jason Couch, if he strikes spares 8th, 9th, and 10th, will shoot 249.
8 frame for Couch. Works on a spare. A 38-pin lead. Watching by ESPN at 6. 60 feet to success again for Couch. He has been brilliant in this wild card match. The march to the PBA World Championship. There are the points listings with our competitors today. Tommy DeLutz has clinched the spot in the top 8 already, not necessarily 4th. Learn Jr. and Couch need to win to get into that top 8 to the Super 16. Now the points on the line today, 25,000 tour points for the winner. Again, help with a 7.
And right now, what Jason Couch is doing is, number 1, making great shots, but number 2, his pin carry is extremely high. The only ball that hasn't struck, the 6-pin in the 7th frame.
Struck in 8 of his 9 frames. Foundation frame strike for Couch, a big one. Now Learn Jr. down 48. Working on a 4-bagger. Needs one desperately here. 10-pin.
Well, at least Bob's going to make some friends this week by not taking the hometown guy out. That ball drifts high. Bob's like, well, I'm just getting mowed here by Claremont's own Jason Couch. Jason Couch can shoot 279. The best Bob Learn Jr. can do, 220. And Bob Learn's still looking for his first win of the season on television.
But what a turnaround in the second half of the year. 3 shows, Tacoma, Medford, now Orlando after the ball change with equipment. Certainly back on the map. 10 again.
And even though Bob Learn had the highest average for the week, he actually had the lowest average of our 5 guys on the television pair.
Jason Couch has advanced. He'll take on Tommy DeLutz Jr., who is bidding for his first title of the season. Bob Learn Jr. will fall short again, but still, his run of excellence in the second half of this tour season should not be discounted.
Well, and you know,
not bad.
His wife Stacy at home's proud of him.
I'll throw off for you.
He's going to throw off. Jason said he won't strike out in the 10th frames, so he doesn't beat Bob by 70. But, you know, Bob's wife is proud of him, his daughter Brittany and son Brandon. Bob's really turned it around, Dave.
Bob Learn Jr. told us last night after making the wild card, losing in the round of 8, it would be very difficult taking on Jason Couch with the hometown fans.
Look at that pin carry.
With the success lefties have had, and with the role Couch is on. Jason's dad watching closely. So all that for Bob Learn Jr., too much to overcome. And the emotion in this building is going to get charged up one more notch now that Couch is off to the semis. Not easy for Tommy DeLutz in the next round. Wow.
Yeah, that's the key. I watched Jason Couch bowl in the round of 8 last night. Shots that look similar to what we're seeing today. And sometimes the 7-pin was standing. And that was the difference between the guys that didn't make the cut this week and the guys that did. Guys that didn't make the cut went strike, strike, tap, 10-pin or 7-pin, depending on which hand. Balk.
Is that 0?
And the guys that made it, they would throw 4 or 5 in a row before they got tapped. That's 20, 30 pins a game.
One more.
Hometown fans want one more. 278 to 09, the final in the wild card. Jason Couch is through the semis. He'll take on Tommy DeLutz Jr. First, we have another semifinal to talk about. Chris Hayden bidding for his first ever title. That was for Paul Fleming, perhaps their first today. Paul Fleming, one of 2 semifinalists bidding for his first ever PBA title. On TV last week in Dallas. Does that make you more relaxed for this show in Orlando this week, Paul?
A little bit more relaxed. I know what I need to do today, and I just need to go out and do it.
We saw Jason Couch blister this lane pattern E. You said earlier to me today that perhaps there's more pressure on you because you know it's an easier pattern. How do you handle that now?
I just need to be aggressive the whole match, and that's kind of the key today.
Second straight show, looking for his first ever win, Randy. Paul Fleming.
Thanks, Dave. And just for your information, the round of 32, Paul Fleming went 4-3 in his match and only averaged 209. When we moved the set and got us the guys in the arena, he went 6-2 and averaged 253 in the round of 16, the round of 8, and he averaged 264 on this pair.
Start for Fleming. Flush in the pocket. Now Chris Hayden. You're unfamiliar with the left-hander? He has not been on TV all year. It's been a while. And how about the consecutive frames without an open? This is the first ball on TV for him. Make it 91 in a row. Hayden from Greenville, South Carolina, originally Huntington, Long Island, New York City area product. He's been brilliant. Match play, perfect so far.
And you saw the deal about no open frames for 90 frames. Well, look at his spare conversion percentage, 96.7. Probably the highest percentage rate I've seen all year.
First time taking on any of the finalists on TV. That'll help with a 5. He'll gladly take a double to start off his day.
Mr. Hayden is going to be playing further left than Jason Couch. He has less hand, lower rev rate, but watch what his ball does with the pins because of that friction on the outside part of the lane.
Back to Fleming. Originally from the Kansas City area, now lives near Dallas, and he's looking good.
Just a great, smooth stroke. One of the purest strokers we have on tour now. You know, a lot of the new guys you see come out, they want to overpower the lanes, hook the ball from gutter to gutter. And this guy, not only is he versatile, he can throw it straight, he can hook a little bit, but he's just what I would call a pure stroker.
Looking to stay perfect for each. Maybe a 5th straight. That is a solid 7. Incredible pin action, but the 7 doesn't fall. He looks bewildered. Round of 32 over Smith and Hoskins and Learn. We just saw get dispatched by Jason Couch in the wild card. See the record. Match play. 7-pin falls for Fleming. There have been 5 new winners on tour this year. And 2 men out here today, Hayden and Fleming, can make it number 6. Year parity on the PBA Tour. And first-time winners. Hayden trying to stay high. Does just that.
He said to me last night, Dave Ryan, pattern E is his favorite pattern because of the friction.
Perfect 10-0 match play record. Who does he try to tie? Who's that guy? Randy Peterson. We know him.
All I know is after I won that Pepsi tasted great.
Pepsi Open back in Philly. He'd like to go 12-0. Match play. He is red hot. Chris Hayden, you're not going to hear him say much because he's lost his voice. He's been battling a flu and little laryngitis this week.
Well, watch this ball enter the pocket. Enough said. That's high flush there. Got a couple Wally shots and then 2 balls that were absolutely dead perfect in the 1-2.
The first time Hayden has made the top 16 in the new format. It's been a while. Fleming has waited a while for a win. Down goes the 7. Next week, the PBA Tour rolls on to Burlington, North Carolina. The Tar Heel Open, a 42-lane center there, the newest center in the chain of country club bowling centers, remodeled 3 years ago. Don't miss all the action. Country Club Lanes, 12:30 Eastern Time here on ESPN. And every week on ESPN, rolling to the World Championship in March. Back to Fleming.
Oh, my.
We'll see that a lot.
Oh, especially with that angle and with these pins. You don't see that at all. Now watch this. The 5 pin's going down. Something else hits it, stands it right up. And a terrible break. Now, Paul needs to move left, get the ball a little bit right of his strike target, catch the 5 pin on the right side, slide it over into the 7.
Can he deliver? 7 stands. Open frame. And now Chris Hayden, who has absolutely been brilliant with a 4-bagger, looking for strike number 5 in a row. And a 43-pin lead halfway through. Oh, 10 in the pin again. Flush in the pocket for Hayden. He has been brilliant.
Wow. This is just a microcosm of the last 3 shots he's thrown. Watch this. Bang. Looks great early.
5th time Randy's been on TV. Never won a match on TV. He's 0-4 prior to today's show. And since the new format was implemented September 2001, this is his best fish. He has not been on the map in terms of TV shows and to-date championships. 6 in a row for Chris Hayden from Greenville, South Carolina. He is red hot with a huge lead. Taking on Paul Fleming in this semifinal. The winner is off to the championship match. Someone perhaps wins his first title today.
And a guy that would like to go to Disney World after he wins this tournament, Paul Fleming in our Dexter approach. Paul Fleming, the prototypical stroker. Power and finesse, he's got it all. Now watch this. Nice, soft, weak wrist at the setup, but watch where he reloads. Right there. See that wrist start to bow there. He's reloading at the top. Go ahead and roll. Look at this finish position. Look at that knee bend. That's balance and power for great leverage.
Ready, that's Weeks' Dexter approach. Down by 53 pins. Paul Fleming. Needs a rally. That's the start in his 6th frame.
So with Chris Hayden working on 6 in a row, Paul Fleming needs to do a lot more of that.
Wife Andrea and young daughter Caitlin with us last week in Dallas. They're home in Bedford, about half an hour away from the center in Dallas, Texas, where he made the show. They're watching at home today here on ESPN. Seeing, unfortunately, that's 7-10.
And 2 consecutive bad breaks on the left lane. This is going to be in the pocket. Watch the head pin go to the sidewall, misses the 10, and leaves the worst break in bowling, the blowout 7-10. Worst break because now you get 8-1 for hitting the pocket instead of a mark.
Cannot convert, leaves the 7. Third TV show of the year for him and second straight. But Hayden with an enormous 65-pin lead. Works for a 7-bagger. Trying to stay perfect. Remember, Couch, the other left-hander, was fantastic here. Oh, that didn't quite hit the pocket the way he'd hoped.
Well, it went right through the schnozola. Looked like he got soft, and when you get soft with all that friction outside, the ball's going to overreact.
So all of a sudden, after the brilliant start, an open frame and an opening for Fleming.
Still has a nice, comfortable lead, 50 pins. Don't want to do any more of that. Best Paul Fleming can do if he strikes out is 215. Chris Hayden going at a 235 pace.
Chris has looked up to, for inspiration, a couple of pretty great athletes, including Tiger Woods. Another strike by ESPN in sync. That's why he's wearing red on Sunday, the way Tiger does. Tiger's got a lead today, heading into the final round of his PGA event here in the PBA Tour. Chris would like to finish the way Tiger can finish, even has the red shoes. Fleming has other ideas. The paralyzing 5 went down, but the 7 stays up.
Take a look at Paul Fleming's thumb there. He's using turbo 2-in-1 tape on his thumb. After last week, all the wear and tear, and plus throwing it really, really hard this week, he wore a blister on his thumb. He's using that skin tape to cover it up. And right now, he just doesn't have the ball reaction that he had last night that enabled him to get to this point. His ball looks like it's going a little bit longer or a little bit further down the lane before it starts to change direction, and it's affected his carry.
In the pocket. Randy, I thought it was interesting what Paul said to us before the match today. Sometimes when the lane pattern, the oil pattern is so easy, it can get difficult because the expectations are high.
Well, yeah, that plus when your opponent is doing a lot of striking and you're not,
right,
then all of a sudden the temperature kind of goes up in the building. You start to really feel the heat.
Another strike. So a double and a huge lead. 265 max. He's pretty much wrapped up this semifinal match. Trip to the finals on the way. Chris Hayden bidding for his first ever title.
Getting back to what you were talking about, high scores, I mean, you know you can get the ball to the pocket. But once you get the ball to the pocket, you got to get all 10 to go down. And when that's not happening, it really starts to make the collar a little tight. Especially when your opponent's doing stuff like that.
Across the deck, trips out the 7. He needed 1. He got all 10. He is a winner. Chris Hayden will go to the finals here in Orlando this afternoon.
Here's the stewardess. Watch the hairpin go across and take out the 7. Bye-bye now. Or
Thanks for flying with us.
Or the messenger, or the scout, or whatever you want to call it.
I like the stewardess. Flight attendant, probably a better way to phrase that, right? He is a winner. Someone, we hope, will win the hockey game tonight. NHL special here on ESPN, 8:30 Eastern Time. Billy Guerin and the red-hot Dallas Stars. Boys, that pickup been great from Austin to Dallas this year for Guerin and those Stars. Taking on San Jose, 8:30 Eastern. We'll see San Jose on ESPN2 tomorrow night against the LA Kings as well. And Wednesday this week. A lot of Sharks coming your way. Hayden hopes on a strike is coming your way, and yes, it is. What a start to the afternoon for Chris Hayden.
An interesting note. Jason Couch, our other left-hander, his first match, shot 278. Chris Hayden, our other lefty, 265.
Southpaws rule here today in Orlando. maybe an all-lefty final. But first, Jason Couch has got to take on Tommy DeLutz Jr. in the other semifinal. Little time to celebrate his first ever TV win. He's got to think about the championship match.
And this is the ugliness of our sport, of what Paul Fleming is going through right now. He has not missed the pocket yet. He's going to shoot something around 184 to 185, depending on whether or not this ball strikes. Never missed the pocket. His opponent missed the pocket once. He lost by 80 pins.
That's also in the pocket. All 10 down there for Fleming. But it won't matter because Chris Hayden has advanced on to the championship match. He'll take on either Jason Couch, another lefty, or Tommy DeLutz Jr., the last right-handed chance here today to win in Orlando, Florida. Fleming goes down to Hayden, trying to make history in Central Florida this afternoon. Highlight, get to know them.
I started bowling at the age of 4. My dad owned a bowling center when I was growing up in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I loved the game. Just couldn't get enough of it. Loved the game of basketball, so I would love to be in Jordan's shoes, especially at the pinnacle of his career when no one could beat him. I mean, it would just be great to go out and score 60 on the Celtics in one day, you know. I would have to say Michael Jordan for sure. My first Tournament of Champions victory, I needed 3 strikes in the 10th frame against Chris Barnes, and you really doubt yourself until you put yourself in that position to throw 3 strikes to win a major, and I was fortunate enough to throw 3 strikes. Grilling out a steak on the grill, you know, myself, cooking it myself, just give me a beer, give me a nice big steak, and I'm a happy guy. I have not been flying since September 11th. I flew to Japan and did not do well. 13-hour flight, didn't sleep a wink. I will always be involved in this sport. It's given me everything I have in my life, and I would like to give something back to the sport.
Jason Couch, subject to the Nor highlight. Get to know them this week. All bowlers vying for that top 8 spot to get to the Super 16. Without having to qualify, Jason Couch, right now on the outside looking in, needs a win today to keep his hopes alive to get there. 21st right now in the march to the PBA World Championship. Right now, he is focusing on Tommy DeLutz Jr., the last right-handed host in our field. Couch and DeLutz coming up next.
Oh, hold on.
See if he can win another one in front of the home crowd, something other than the Tournament of Champions.
Did it a couple years back, Randy, as we saw a moment ago, outside of Boardwalk Bowl. Now, we're inside Boardwalk. He's outside of the Villages with that championship. Now he's taking on DeLutz Jr. Semifinals. And that's a 10-pin as it comes in high for Tommy. Trying to make it 63 in a row without an open frame. Tommy's had wait and watch. A little shuffle there. Slightly different than we see from other bowlers. That quick step before he releases on the approach. Heard the squeak of the shoe.
Well, that's his pivot step. He's got a real short backswing. Deep knee bend like we saw with Paul Fleming. Gets off that pivot step and gets into that great slide he has.
The lefty. Solid in the pocket again. Ready by the numbers breakdown. Couch and DeLutz Jr.
Again, the high spare conversion percentage, indicative of the high scores we had this week. Look at the averages way up. 20 to 22 pins a game higher than last week. Jason had a 300 game.
We had 9 300s, tying the tour best set in Wichita to begin the season. Hugging the channel and a 6-pin.
Come on, stay behind it.
You see, and I was just going to say that that ball really turned direction hard down the lane. Watch the big bounce in the back part of the lane. Watch this thing go right. And Jason said it to me last night. He says, when I get around it, That's when the ball really checks and really goes sideways. I can't do that. I have to keep my hand under it. Weak hand for Jason, letting the lane do the work.
Big spare is marked. Powerful spare ball. He throws it hard.
Sure is fun to watch when Jason Couch gets it going. The energy. All his antics on the lanes. He's just a blast to watch. Enjoy watching great bowling, especially when they can do some great stuff behind it.
That flush in the pocket ball from DeLutz Jr. is showing us why, as we saw a moment ago, he's been so consistent this year. And to get here, Mike Machuga from Erie, Pennsylvania, went down round of 8, 3-1.
Tommy DeLutz last night told me that, you know, he doesn't do one thing great like Walter Ray Williams Jr. or Norm Duke. He says he does a lot of things good. I disagree. I think the one thing that he does great is make shots.
10-pin. Started the year off at the Dream Bowl Japan, 17th, 3rd at the Japan Cup, and then really started a pretty consistent year for Tommy DeLutz. He has not won yet. And said last night to us how critical it is to get a victory, but he knows he's already in the final 8 of the World Championship. Seeing at the bottom of your screen, other match play involving other PBA stars. Tied for 17th last week was Tommy DeLutz Jr. in Dallas, 40th at the U.S. Open. But before that, a long string of at least top 18 finishes. 8 in a row, including TV in Albany.
A lot of left-handers this week made it. Paul Kaler, our statistician, made it to the round of 32.
Great to see Paul doing so well, and continued success for Couch.
Some of the other names. There's Rudy Revs, as this ball just saws the rack. And Joe Ciccone, superstar scorekeep, as he's known in Syracuse.
Originally from Scanning Atlas, and one of the Finger Lakes, and time of Buffalo for Joe, and out to Arizona for college. Now on tour. Glad he's with us.
Is that considered upstate?
It sure is. Central New York, baby. Back to Couch. Oh, and a 7-pin for him.
That was a good shot, and the change of direction was a little more subtle on that ball because he kept his hand under it. Hard to believe that Jason Couch could leave a weak 7 with that much power and that ball coming in at that kind of angle. I don't even know if you could have called that hit a weak 7. There was so much stuff flying around. It looked like shrapnel in the back end.
Great pin action. Looking for the 7 and another mark. He's got it. Certainly amongst the left-handers on tour, he throws the ball so hard. Rivaling what Robert Smith and your roommate Dave Traver can do, just blistering down the lane.
Well, he throws it hard, but he also has a very high rev rate, a lot like Robert Smith.
Fourth frame, Tommy DeLutz Jr. from Queens in New York City. Perfect. The biggest New York Mets fan I've ever met, Tommy DeLutz.
Yes, he is, and watch this. This ball is dead, solid, perfect. Look at the back-end reaction. Tommy's using a medium to aggressive reactive pearlized ball, which is really clean through the front part of the lane, but gives him a strong mid-lane and continuous motion down the lane.
Even match to this point. Chance for Tommy to take a 10-pin lead with a double here in the 5th. The first time he's ever taken on Couch on TV through the nose, and a 4-7.
On board is 10.
Just not a good look on the left lane. Ball cuts right through the nose. Leaves the 4-7. Still in this, though. Spare here. This match is still even.
Third show of the year for Tommy DeLutz. He's finished in 3rd place each time. We'd like to bring the number up a bit, at least to the runner-up.
Right now, you see Tommy looking at that left lane, trying to figure out, visualizing some kind of reaction to get the ball to the 1-3, as Jason Couch takes a re-rack on lane 70. And And he's taking a re-rack for one reason and one reason only. He doesn't like the configuration of the pins.
10 tour titles include 5 majors. Rookie of the Year 92. 3 times he's won the TOC. And once the TPC.
And that's what we didn't see in his first match. We didn't see him leaving the ring in 7, where the 4-pin goes up and around the 7-pin. And the reason why we're starting to see it now, the lanes are breaking down. The oil conditioner is breaking down, forcing the players to migrate towards the middle part of the lane. And once the angle starts to change, so does pin carry.
Single pin conversion rate. Trying to keep it perfect today. Does so.
I think a credit to Jason Couch and him always trying to learn and get better is the fact that we bowled on pattern E 4 times. His highest finish ever, 61st.
Wow.
Today, TV day.
Significant change. Great run for the lefties. High scores all around this week in Orlando. On lane 69, some help with the set.
They're not playing fair.
Is he ever relieved that the 10 is only standing?
Almost the pocket 7-10. The headpin does get to the 7, but again, what I'm seeing and what we're all seeing is a lot of 9 spares. Remember, his first match, he struck every ball but once.
Lanes are breaking down. Lanes are changing as we go on TV. Adjustments have to be made. 9 spare for Couch in his 6th frame. Tommy DeLutz Jr. in a very tight match in the semis. Chris Hayden awaits the winner in the championship match, trying for his first ever title. DeLutz wants to win his first of this season of the year.
And what a week this has been here in Orlando. Had my whole family out. Went to Disney World. We just had a great time. Jason Couch setting up golf through his friend, professional golfer Matt Miller. Took great care of the guys all week.
Taking care of all 10 of the pit, Tommy DeLutz Jr. Vince Luciano, Boardwalk Bowl proprietor. We thank him for his hospitality. His entire staff doing a fantastic job all week. Kurt Von Kruger, our tournament director, said to the crowd before, the most impressive center he's seen. Hard to argue. I mean, it's a huge complex, and it was jammed last night after the round 8. Folks having a great time here at Boardwalk Bowl. 4-pin.
Well, that was a ball change on the left lane, trying to get the ball to face the 1-3 the right way. This looks close. Another board or 2 left with his feet, and I think he's probably going to get right to the 1-3. Believe it or not, with a spare here, he's got a 2-pin lead.
7th frame. Got his mark.
Good news for Tommy DeLutz is he's got the lead. The bad news is he's having trouble getting the ball in the pocket, and this man has not missed the pocket.
He's brilliant in the wild card match with 10 strikes. However, things changing as the oil pattern adjusts for the lights and 2 left-handers. Second match of the day, Couch trying to make the finals.
Nice break.
See, and I think that this is one of the hardest parts about our sport. Jason Couch has not done a thing wrong until this shot right here. And this shot, I guarantee you, was an adjustment to try to get all 10 pins to go down. He ends up leaving the 2-7 split.
His daughters, Courtney and Haley, 6 and 4 years old, back home in Claremont, watching Dad in action today. Picks it up.
Gets the ball to the left side of the 2. Ball ricochets off the 2 into the 7. No open frames. Clean through 7 frames. However, no doubles.
Come on, good shot. Back in there.
8th frame. Down 4. The lefty trying to stay alive. That ball is flush in the pocket. Shreds the rack.
Look at that height of that backswing there. Watch him post that shot. Now watch the action. This 4-pin goes to the sidewall. Solves the 7 out. Got a lot of that in his first match, the wild card match against Bobler Jr. Looking to do the same to this man.
Tommy DeLutz told us last night after he won in the round of 8. It'll be tough facing Jason Couch. All 10 down to the pit for him. Here in Orlando, basically a hometown for Couch. We said, hey, I made a TV show in Siena College. Lane comparison there.
Struck every
bears on the left.
Excuse me, Dave. Struck every ball in the right lane. This is the problem lane.
He said to us, hey, I made a TV show in Albany facing Doug Kent, who eventually won. He was the hometown favorite then. I can do it here again.
Oh, that was good.
Although he did not win that match, now he's got the other challenge of taking on Couch in his native Florida. Some 35 Floridians, including you from Hollywood, entered in this event this week. Big presence from the Sunshine State.
Tom DeLutz made the adjustment. He moved in, gave the ball a little bit more room on the left lane. Unfortunately, made a great shot, left the ring in 10.
Picks up a 10-pin and a mark in our second semifinal. Couch has struck in the 8th. Strike coming up will give Jason a 6-pin lead. See, the max score is 228-210. So it's still tight.
Jason Couch with a strike in the 9th and 10th frame can take this match away from Tommy DeLutz Jr.
Perfect ball. One more. Just what he needed. He told us last night that bowling here in Orlando, maybe more pressure than actually competing in a major because of the hometown effect. He's responding.
Strike 5 spare. Jason Couch will bowl Chris Hayden for the title.
That's what's necessary. Watching by ESPN in sync. Jason Couch. Yeah! Help for a 7. Yeah! One more. Come on.
You saw the shot he threw the last time on the left lane where the scorpion sawed the 7 out. Watch this. Oh. Barely catches a piece of the 7. Just enough. 8 pins. He's a winner.
Ready for the fans to go wild. Yeah! There they are. And there it is. Jason Couch is one of the semis. We'll have an all-lefty championship match. Hayden and Couch.
And just a tremendous performance. Jason didn't get frustrated. He stayed patient as he figured out what the old pattern was doing. He migrated his way to the right spot to get his ball to carry.
One more. Just one more match. And it's against someone who has never won a title. Until today, Chris Hayden had never won on TV. The request for a championship this year. We'll have to wait one more week for Tommy DeLutz Jr.
And just a quick note, every guy that's beaten Tommy this year on the show has gone on to win.
So third place finish again for Tommy DeLutz. Every time he's made a show, that's where he's finished. He's been very consistent all the way through high finishes, but just hasn't taken that next step.
He will. He gets one win under his belt, gets a good look, gets some good things to go his way for a change, and he'll win again.
Hey, there are 3 tournaments left for Tommy DeLutz. That seems to be his magic number this year.
Wow, good call.
Burlington, Louisville, and Detroit.
So out of those three, which one's he going to win?
He'd love to win at the Taylor Sportsplex season-ending World Championship. Another third-place finish for Tom DeLutz Jr. The man of the moment, Jason Couch, the hometown favorite, trying to send this bowling center into a frenzy with a win over Hayden. That's the championship matchup, and it's next. Think with Andy Peterson, our entire PBA crew here from Orlando, and what a run it's been for Chris Hayden. However, the odds certainly stacked against him. He's got to take on Jason Couch, the hometown hero who's won 10 times, all the major championships. Chris has never won. Can he do it?
Ouch. Hate to be in his shoes, man. That's a tall order going against Jason Couch in his backyard. He's got his hands full. I don't want to predict any winner, though. I'm always wrong.
All right, that's true. You have it just pretty much all year long. It's time now for the Geico Direct Championship recap.
In our wild card match, it was Jason Couch defeating Bob Learn Jr. by the score of 278 to 209. Jason struck 10 out of 12 times. And in semifinal number 1, it was Chris Hayden taking care of Paul Fleming by the score of 265 to 185. Hayden striking 11 of 12 shots. And as you just saw, semifinal number 2, Jason Couch defeating Tommy DeLutz Jr. by the score of 223 to 209, and Couch with the late 4-bagger for the win.
Our Geico Direct Championship recap. Semifinalists in the wild card to go on a win. Only 3 have done it. Maybe Jason Couch can today. He's got to take on Chris Hayden in the championship match. Hayden has never won on tour. Until today, never won a TV match. Couch has plenty of wins under his belt. Looks for another in Orlando this afternoon.
About 4 years.
And Chris Barnes won last week in Dallas. Maybe Chris Hayden this week with Jason Couch, the 2 finalists. Chris, you told us yesterday your idol, Earl Anthony, won his first title at 32 years old. You're 32 years old. Can this be your day today?
Hey, I'm just going to go out there and give it everything I got.
Not much voice there. We'll let you go. Good luck. Jason, the left-handers have been so successful today and all week long. How's the oil broken down so far? Can you respond in this championship match?
Well, the oil starts to push further down the lane, causing the ball to go further, later into the pocket, and that's why I had a little trouble with my pin carry last game. I need to stand more to the left of it, get a little more direct with my ball, and then it'll go through the pins with more of a tumbling effect and knock the 7 out.
Best of luck, Jason. Thank you. You know one thing, Randy Peterson, one lefty's got to win this match, right?
You are correct, my friend. And the first championship match all year long for 2 left-handers going against each other. Chris Hayden, the non-winner, against the hometown, home crowd favorite, Jason Couch.
Seven-pin Chris Hayden.
And an interesting side note, Chris Hayden starts the match. He will finish the match on the right lane.
Barely audible. Not feeling well, as we mentioned earlier in the telecast today. But I think we'll hear him shout for joy if he wins his first title. Somehow he'll overcome the laryngitis. There's the 7-pin spare.
Left-handed excellence. That's 2-game average for Jason Couch, 250. Chris Hayden bowled 1 game, 265.
Southpaw supremacy.
Ooh.
Like that?
Nice.
Back to Couch. 7-pin.
Ringing 7 for Chris Hayden. Weak 7 for Jason Couch. Spare here. All even to start.
Jason telling us last night after he won in the round of 8. Took some time off after the emotional victory at the TOC. Difficult to overcome that. As he won the big money at Uncasville, Connecticut, and the double tour points. We look in with 5 numbers for these 2 lefties.
Chris Hayden's strike percentage much higher than Jason Couch's, and I think the reason why is because he's playing the lanes much straighter. keeping the ball much straighter on line. And I think that equals better pin carry.
That'll help Jason Couch on lane 69.
Wow, and speaking of pin carry, he just caved the bucket in on the left lane. Nice.
Learned that one from you.
Watch this. This ball's real light in the pocket, and watch the bucket just cave in. Ooh, nice break.
First ever matchup on TV between these two lefties. The left-hander starting to catch fire after Parker Bone III had a good run last week, his first ever show of this season. Lost to Chris Barnes, though, in Dallas. Back to Hayden.
Take a look at two different swings. Now freeze it right there, guys. Notice the height of his backswing. Fairly level, just above, parallel to the floor. Now watch this. Freeze it. Wow, he's going to go up even longer. Go ahead. Look at that. Jason much more lean at the foul line with his upper body, much more tilt. Chris Hayden much straighter up and down with his shoulders.
Looks for a double. Third frame at a 10-pin lead. Has it.
Nice soft speed, a little rotation, something he's been working on. Soft hand. Absolutely ideal for this lane condition.
Amazing run, really, for Hayden. 6 times, that's it. He's made the top 32 since the new format was put in September of 2001. Never has he gone this far. In fact, this top 16 was the first ever. Another person trying for a first title. Wow. Chris Hayden. Couch has found the rhythm again.
Well, there's high flush, and then there's hard flush, and that was certainly hard flush. Something I just made up, because that ball hit the pins really hard. That evened the match after 3 frames. Jason likes the right lane. He struck more on the right lane. He gets to finish on the right lane.
All right, now he's on the left. Looking for 3rd straight strike. 10-pin lead, 4th frame. Blisters the rack again. He can feel the emotion with the hometown crowd behind him. Couch has a lead. His hometown of Claremont, Florida. Ty Hirschberger, the sales executive via Bowling. Title sponsor of this event here in Orlando. Glad to see Ty. His entire staff doing a great job. Next week, Pete Weber tries to defend his title. Tar Heel Open, Burlington, North Carolina. The 3rd straight year the PBA Tour has been to Burlington. 42 Lane Center, Country Club Lanes West in North Carolina.
And forgive me, I misspoke. Jason Couch has to finish on the left lane. Maybe Chris Hayden knew he liked the right lane better. It was his choice of which lane to start or finish on. He chose to finish on the right lane.
Looks for 3 in a row. Gets help for the 7th. And things are all even. WPBA Women's Pro Billiards will follow us on ESPN next. At the top of the hour, perhaps, if we finish up on time, we'll see. First important business to take care of.
Chris Hayden doesn't look afraid, does he?
Didn't appear intimidated when we spoke to him after his win in the round of 8 last night. Furthest he's ever gone in this format. He didn't like it, and it came in high. Hear the reaction, the oh no, as soon as he released the ball, 4-7 up.
Yeah, you heard him say oh no, and he got the ball too far to the left, too quick, and that ball just overhooks. Watch his eyes and what he does right at release. Watch this. Look straight down at the floor. And then the little oh no with the oh I got it, I hope it stays on the lane. With the oh, it went right through the face.
That was a 4-7 for his mark. Jason Couch has a triple, looking for a four-bagger, now into the 5th frame for him.
For guys that are inexperienced, sometimes commercial breaks do that to you. You get soft, you get slow, you lose a little bit of focus. This guy's been here many times. 10 titles, future Hall of Famer.
4 major championships, including this year's TOC. Wants to win now, badly in Florida. Gets a little help. And just the 8 is up.
And almost disaster with the 6-8 staring him right in the face. Headpin goes to the sidewall, just barely clips the 6-pin late.
Picks up the 8. Another mark for Jason Couch. He told us it was not a good idea to take off his event in Washington State, in Tacoma, after winning the TOC. Felt mentally drained after his major championship, but perhaps lost a bit of edge, as we see the max scores, by taking some time off.
So he got rusty.
Yeah.
You get in that flow, you get in that rhythm, you win, and you want to ride that wave as long as you can.
Powerful shot and powerful result.
That ball went right through the 9-pin.
More like that.
Ed and Joni Hallman are here. For a while, Chris lived in Tampa. He's back up in South Carolina now, though. Gets a late trip and keeps the roll going.
Talk about friction in the outside part of the lane. This ball is going to find it and watch it change direction. That ball's on the 1.5 board, and here it comes. 1.5 board at 45 feet. It has to cover some 17 boards to get back to the pocket in about 12 or 13 feet.
Different strike ball from his semifinal match. Why has he made an adjustment?
Well, it looks like he's moved further in, more where Jason's playing, and he's going around it a little bit more.
ESPN in sync.
One time.
He can't make much noise because he's totally lost his voice. That's about all Chris can exclaim right now. 7-pin up.
See that hand open, rotating around the ball. That gets it to change direction. Remember, when the ball sees friction, it travels in direction of rotation. I think right now, maybe a bit too much angle for Chris Hayden.
Picks up the 7-pin, another mark for him, so no open frames from either left-handers. Walter A. Williams already has clinched his spot, along with Barnes, Duke, DeLutz. They're all in the top 8 into the Super 16. There's Jason Couch in 21st place right now, trying to get himself in. He's got to win to keep the hopes alive of the top 8 finish. On the line, 25,000 points. Regular tour stop, double points, big money for our last major in Detroit next month. But now, Florida is on Jason Couch's mind. Another big shot.
I think the
ball came back.
amazing thing is Jason Couch has taken a page out of Chris Hayden's book and vice versa. Couch has moved to the left, gone firmer, straighter, harder, keeping the ball more on the line. Chris Hayden's gone the other way. He's going around a little bit more. Jason Couch needs to keep his speed up, his hand underneath it, and be nice and firm without overthrowing.
Strike here in the 8th. He's up 21 pins. This is 7.
Big shot there in the 8th frame. The spare here. He will lead by 10. Chris Hayden can strike out for 248. Jason Couch can strike out for 248. We have a possibility of a tie in the title match.
Oh my. Maybe a sudden death roll on. Had it already. Norm Duke, Traver.
Norm Duke to Traver.
Long Island. And Norm Duke won that one. It went into 3 balls. Remember how dramatic that was, so we could have that possibly today. Buckle up, everybody. That is an exciting scenario. Should it take place. 8th frame. Pressure building. He's never won on tour. Chris Hayden. Is this his day? Down goes the paralyzer. Late fall to 5-pin. He'll take it.
Most guys don't watch their opponents. As this ball gets in the tickle zone, watch Jason Couch. He's watching.
Foundation frame, it's huge now. We'll crank it up another notch. Strike here, evens it up.
Strike here, he can't be shut out. If he doesn't strike here, Jason can get up in the 9th and 10th and win.
Definition of pressure. Who responds? Yeah, baby. Get it. Chris Hayden does.
Big shot. Biggest shot possibly of his career. Posts the shot beautifully. Runs it out a little bit. Says, come on, Kerry. Game on.
Does Couch have the answer? 7-pin.
Massive messenger. Right in front of us. Almost looked like 2 pins in front of the 7-pin. Let's take a look. Watch this. The head pin going to the sidewall. There was just shrapnel everywhere. The head pin goes in front. Was a good shot, Jason. Now, spare here. 3 in the 10th. Gives him 237. Forced Chris Hayden to throw 2 strikes to win his first ever title.
Picks up the mark. Hayden still 248 max. 237, as Randy said, that is the highest score possible for Couch. What a moment this would be for Hayden to win his first ever title. Wearing the Tiger Woods Reds in Jason Couch's backyard. Now that's a storyline.
And this a must strike for Jason Couch.
He needs it. He gets it.
Just absolutely shredded on that rack there. That ball just can't open that. The pins.
We're coming to you from the Boardwalk Bowl, Orlando. Women's Pro Billiards coming up next. Dave Ryan, Randy Peters, and our entire ESPN PBA crew watching an exciting championship match between Hayden and Couch.
Strike here forces Chris Hayden to double in the 10th.
10-pin stands.
Well, here's the situation. A spare here forces Chris Hayden to throw the first strike to win. If he doesn't strike and gets 9, he needs to make the spare and strike on his fill shot for a tie. Anything less than 9 on Chris Hayden's first shot, Jason Couch is a winner.
Wow. That is an incredible scenario. Spare. Picks up the 10-pin. Now it's up to Chris Hayden. Bidding for his first ever title. That's what he needs. The right lane has been good to us.
Excuse me, both lanes have been good. One more strike on the left.
A strike for history. Does he have it? Yes, sir! Now he needs 5. And Chris Hayden will win his first ever PBA title here in Florida. Just minutes from Jason Couch's hometown. Unbelievable.
What do I need? Do I need anything?
He's adding things up, talking to Kurt Von Kruger, our tournament director. Just 5. He'll take 9, and he'll take home the title. Mom and stepdad are beside themselves. For the 6th time this year, a new winner on tour. Chris Hayden is a champion today. A perfect run-through match play to tie our very own Randy Peterson, who accomplished the feat in Philly.